Today we will be going over the top 100.
Y'all put the ass in asthma.
Wow.
No, I thought I would do something cool to welcome you back.
Yes, guys, Ethan is off his ass and back in the studio with us recording. Hello, Ethan. Welcome back.
Yeah, I got done out of kidney surgery.
Yeah,
That's why I missed a month.
Wait, I thought
Last week you got ran over by a horse. So, I mean, things have changed? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Ethan, how you've been? We missed you.
Well, like I said, I got my foot amputated, so I mean, it's been okay.
We've done like no baseball without you.
Not much really happened in baseball though, except today.
Today was a very important day.
Yeah, it was the trade deadline. I've always thought baseball is the dumbest trade deadline. It's 3:00.
That's a great trade
Who
deadline.
the hell ends a trade deadline at 3:00?
Isn't NFL's trade deadline like 4?
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 4:00. You know,
What's the
That's
difference?
an
An
it's
hour?
an hour.
Where is the MLB
Is it
located?
Well,
Eastern, Pacific, or Central? So if it's
What?
3:00 Central time, but New York,
It's probably 3 Eastern time.
so that would be 2 here.
Yeah.
But if it's Western, then it's like
Probably Eastern, if I
Way
can
later.
guess.
be 5.
No, but they probably go off of the West Coast because think about it. Then the trade deadline in the West Coast would be what would that be? Would it be noon? It'd either be noon or 1:00.
Yeah. You're probably right.
So why would they do it like that? You know?
I don't know.
the NFL does it through the Eastern, so it'd be like 1:00 for the California.
Exactly. Imagine a GM's day being done at noon. He has nothing else to do.
That'd be a good day. Be a good day. Go home. See the kids, you know?
Go
Take the wife out for a nice dinner. You deserve it, GM.
No,
Unless you're a certain GM. Well,
What GM would that be?
there's a couple of them.
But the MLB trade deadline.
Yep. And I'd like to point out that you really don't call in baseball general managers. It's just the manager of the team.
The
I don't know
manager
why.
of the team.
So who's your favorite general manager in baseball?
Rocco Baldelli. Because he's the manager of the Twins.
So the Astros had a good time.
No, the Astros screwed themselves over for
Did
the
they?
future.
Yep, they traded away 4 top prospects for one okay guy.
But they had a good time.
Here's the thing: don't get me wrong. Yeah, because the trade, like I'm talking about, is the fact that they got Zach Greinke.
Oh.
Zach Greinke is arguably a top 10 pitcher all time, baseball's history. Thing is, he's 36 years old. He's going to be making at least $24 million in the next 3 years. And the fact, like Brendan said, they gave up 3 of their top 5 prospects.
4.
Well, no, they gave up 3 of their top 5 and 4 out of their top 10.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, that's a lot for a guy that's 36 years old. Now, granted, obviously, what they're probably shooting towards is obviously a World Series this year, maybe next year. But I just still think that it is a lot for a guy that's 36 and is making a lot of money. Because, like I said, Zach Greinke easily is a top pitching talent over the last few years, easily, like non-negotiable. But the thing is, just with his contract, I don't like it because it's a lot. But then again, I do like it because that means Houston's stuck with it. Because there was talks that the Twins were going to be the one to get him. But, yeah, I'm glad they didn't. And sorry, I was wrong. It's not $24 million. It's $31 million.
Oh, good. That's better.
Yeah, $31 million over the next 3 years for a guy that's almost 36 years old.
Nice.
And it cost them so many young talent.
Exactly. Now, granted, they have arguably the best starting rotation like ever because they have Zach Greinke, Cole, and then Justin Verlander. And Justin Verlander and Zach Greinke are arguably the two of the best pitchers not named Clayton Kershaw over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, they have a really good starting rotation. And yeah, I think they made some other trades for some relievers, but I think the one reliever that they got has like an ERA of like 7, which is horrible.
Oof.
But yeah, I like the trade. I don't like it if I was an Astros fan because I feel like they gave up way too much for what they're getting back. But yeah, And then the Twins made a trade for Sam Dyson. I was pretty happy about that. We needed a reliever. I think he holds like a 2.74 ERA through like 50 innings pitched, which is pretty nice. And then we got Sergio Romeo or something like that a couple days ago. So the Twins bolstered their bullpen a little bit, which I was happy about. Still need some more pitching walls to get fixed, but I was actually listening to a company. I don't know. Can we say the global sports company that's owned by Disney? Oh crap, Disney's copyrighted.
Yeah, we can talk about ESPN.
Okay, ESPN. I'm not bashing them, but they talked about how the Astros bolstered their team up, and that it was really between the Red Sox and the Yankees, and the Astros being like the top 3 teams. And I was like, I feel like the Twins should be in that argument because they still
I thought the Twins are doing bad now. Or they're doing good again.
They're doing good. They still lead the league in home runs. They just set the record.
That was a month ago. There's a lot of games in a month.
You're right. Football's like, what, 3 games?
Yeah, 4, maybe.
But yeah, I think the Twins are still probably the best team, arguably, in baseball. I mean, what Houston has in pitching, we don't, but no team is staying up with us in home runs. Like, not even close. Like, even the Yankees, I think, are still like 15 home runs behind us.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, the Twins are on an incredible pace. Like, they're going to shatter the home run record from last year. I mean, because they seriously average like 4.5 home runs a game. It's ridiculous.
Nice. Yeah, those games are crazy. They're games that I'll actually watch.
Like the Twins-Yankees series from like a week ago. By the time you guys hear this, 2 games ended up being like 12-16.
Yeah.
Like just ridiculous. Like 12 home runs hit between both teams. It was
ridiculous.
Insane.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yes.
Baseball, yes.
Yes.
Oh, choking.
Oh, just like the Yankees and the Dodgers and the
Red
Twins will
Sox.
all do when the Houston Astros once again are MLB champions of the
Red
world.
Sox won last year though.
Well, but we like Houston.
Bold prediction.
Astros.
The Blue Jays are going to win.
That's a bold.
I don't even think the
prediction
Blue
right there.
Jays are in contention anymore, even though there's still like 70 games to go. Actually, no, there's more like 40.
So
I think the Toronto Blue Jays blew up their team a little bit. We're not going to get into
Guerrero
it.
Jr.
Yeah, he became the first player in like 30 years to hit multiple Grand Slams in his rookie year. So that was pretty cool.
He's goated on the sticks.
Yeah.
So, some of the losers from the deadline or whatever, the Yankees and the Dodgers both didn't really do anything.
And the Red Sox.
So, I mean, did they really lose? Because they didn't lose anything, but they didn't gain anything.
Other thing is the Indians. Indians traded away Trevor Bauer. That was pretty big.
And then he showed up to the game as a fan.
Trevor Bauer, he got traded. A lot of people were kind of watching the Indians this year because, obviously the Twins have a lead, but their lead was only like 3 games. Right? It was like 2 games. That's all the Twins had as a lead in the division race. And a lot of people were speculating whether the Indians were going to be buyers or sellers, and then they sold Trevor Bauer. So that was pretty interesting. I'm not going to add much more into it because I don't watch the Indians, but...
Yeah.
Well,
so baseball's still going.
Yeah, we still got like 4 more months.
Way too long for baseball. But while we're talking about sports that you get a lot of money from, some people consider sport, some people don't. But e-gaming, the Fortnite World Cup,
Not a sport. Sorry, guys.
was this last week here. And there was a lot of celebrity athletes in it. I know Ronaldo was in it. Some Xavier Woods was in it. A few basketball players were in it.
Was Cat in it?
I do not think so.
Was Wiggins in it?
No. They did not qualify for this star-studded event.
At all e-gamers, I'm sorry, just because it's competitive does not mean it's a sport. Don't at me.
All right, and that is his opinion on that. We would just like to mention that the winner of the tournament altogether won $3 million.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And is
Fortnite. 16
years old.
Yeah, and that's more than, I think that's, if you count esports as a sport, I think it was the highest single payout for a sport. So I think I saw, if you win, like Wimbledon, you don't make as much. If you win the World Cup, you don't make as much. If you win the Super Bowl, you don't make as much. $3 million to a 16-year-old.
So what I'd like to say to Mr. Buga is if you'd like to donate us some money,
Yeah, throw it our way, you know.
we'll consider you a
We'll shout you
professional
out.
athlete.
We'll shout. We'll plug your Twitch, you know.
You'll
Plug
be
your Twitch.
It's
be
kind of
above-
a Twitch, right?
yeah.
We'll plug it. We'll plug your YouTube, Instagram. We don't care. We get reached by like tens of people.
We're worldwide.
We're actually like in the like lower 400s now.
We are all time worldwide.
All time.
Worldwide, we do have people in Australia.
And Ireland still, right?
Yeah, and England. Yeah.
So for a few small dollars, you can get 400 Twitch subscribers.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's a good deal, I think.
I think so
He
too.
probably gives like 4,000 a day.
Wow.
Probably gets 40,000 a day.
That's okay. So next, gonna talk about the real sport that everybody cares about. We're gonna talk about football and
Yay.
the NFL.
Oh my
Yes.
God, it's been a while since we've talked about football.
Finally coming back, guys. Check it out. Today, actually, is the Hall of Fame game. If you guys are ready for preseason, that's tonight.
I'm ready. Broncos, Falcons. Broncos are gonna destroy the Falcons.
I thought it was Bears Packers.
No, that's the
No.
first game of the actual season.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're gonna do a big NFL 100 celebration for it.
Well, that's why I knew that. That's why I thought like this year.
Yeah.
Oh, have you guys seen the sideline hats for the year?
No.
They're spicy. You should check them out.
Hmm.
They have
Some
all of
spicy
them
hats.
have the year that the team was formed
Oh,
on the
that's
side
cool.
of the hat. So like the Bears one straight up says 1920 because duh Bears. But they're really dope. They have a lot of throwback logos.
They needed a rebound from the draft hats. Those draft hats were horrible.
I really liked.
The Vikings
Yeah, he
one,
really liked them.
the Vikings one was trash. It was like 5 gold stars on a purple hat. That was horrible.
Oh yeah. Oh, or the blue one. They also had a blue one
Yeah.
for some reason.
Anyway, so NFL football.
Yep.
We're also top 100 time
Yeah.
season.
So I really like that Drew Brees got number 2 there. A lot
Yeah.
of people say he doesn't deserve it. I think he definitely deserves it. I think Patrick Mahomes is way too high. Even though he was MVP, he still doesn't deserve it. Nobody likes Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be a bust this
I
year.
like
You
Patrick
watch.
I don't
He's
think-
going to tear his ACL week 1.
I don't think he's gonna be a bust.
Madden Kirsch is going to run wild again.
I feel like he's going to be overshadowed by some of the younger quarterbacks that we have in the league
Such
in the next
as?
few years. Not this next year.
Lamar Miller,
No.
Dwayne Haskins.
No,
Baker
no.
Mayfield.
No.
I like Dwayne Haskins.
Dude.
All 3
Deshaun
better than
Johnson.
Mr. Patrick Mahomes.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes is younger than Deshaun Watson.
No, they're from the same draft.
They are?
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that one's younger than the other.
But Baker Mayfield's another thing to talk about. There's
I love
actually
Baker.
I
some,
know I cheered for the Browns, but let's be real here. They're going to go 8-8.
You right?
At
They're
best.
gonna win
Told
the
you they were
Super
gonna
Bowl.
At best, they're going to go 8-8.
I said they're going to
they need a little bit more pieces on defense.
Yeah.
Because they lost some.
Hmm.
Their linebacker core needs to be fixed.
They used to have a crazy linebacker core too.
Their defensive tackles are good because they got like that Fajabo or whatever, and then Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about the Giants? Or not the Giants. That's what we need to be talking about.
No, we didn't top 100. We
Oh.
you talked about it for like a second. We
Yeah.
off tangent.
So there's a
Why
lot
isn't that down in the subcategory?
because it's plus. There's a lot of NFL 100 players that got put on there that shouldn't be what they got.
First of all,
The
Biggest one
disrespect of some people.
is Antonio Brown.
yeah,
Way too high.
yes.
Way
Antonio Brown
too
was
high.
7th.
Yeah.
He was above.
Julio
He was above Julio
and Diop.
and D Hop,
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas, Keenan Allen, OBJ, Devontae Adams. Mike Evans didn't make it. No, but not Mike Evans. He was on the list.
Mike
T.Y.
Evans made it.
Did he really?
Top 100. Yeah, he was like 63. He was
Mike
higher
Evans.
than T.Y. Hilton.
Really?
Yeah,
Good
T.Y.
for-
Hilton got like 70.
Good for him.
But yeah, so the top 100 rankings are very flawed.
Yeah, well, it sucks because, like, you can say it's flawed, but when you really think about it, it's probably the best, like, most accurate because these are the guys that play with these people, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
Like-
but you hear like
Like, I guess you could say some are biased because, you know, like, Aaron Rodgers probably voted, like, Anthony Barr a -10.
me too.
But vice versa, players that play for the Vikings probably rank like Packers and Bears players lower. And
I feel like they actually ranked them higher.
I think some people. I could definitely see certain players being like that. But there's a lot of players though that will respect.
Yeah.
Like a Khalil Mack or Aaron Rodgers or other NFC North good players.
Same with the AFC. They're okay with Phillip Rivers, the only quarterback that's not a Broncos quarterback that matters in the AFC West.
Oh?
Yeah, but anyways.
Derek Carr?
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, we don't talk about that because he's not like a quarterback that I dislike.
I feel like Derek
But he's
Carr
on the
might
wrong
see a resurgence.
do you not dislike him because he doesn't do anything for the Raiders?
He hasn't.
Well,
so I mean,
I think you guys forgot the year that Derek
2015, 2015.
Derek Carr literally was the reason why the Raiders made it to the playoffs that year.
Michael Crabtree.
And then got injured.
And
what happened that year?
He got injured.
Good.
And they were like,
it's gonna happen again.
the backup couldn't do shit. They didn't have Nick Foles.
I do agree with Brendan. I feel like Derek Carr gets way too much heat for the team's failure, but not enough for the success.
For credit, yeah.
Like when they do good, it's not because of him, but when they suck, it's all his fault. Because like there's talks that he's gonna be done after this year, and it's like I don't know if he's because I mean look at his receiving core. Like his best receiver the last 3 years is Amari Cooper.
Which Amari Cooper is kind of killing it in Dallas right now.
Yeah, but then that's what I mean though. Is you take him away, he's never had a good tight end to throw to. Besides, did he have Jared Cook? 1 year.
He had Jared Cook. He also had one that was kind of up on the.
I mean, like I said, he had Crabtree, but
died off.
I like. Funny thing about Crabtree. Crabtree is still a free agent.
Really?
Nobody signed him yet. Which
he's still in the league.
Yeah, he is. He's one of our top free agents that are still available.
I could really see him getting a job. You know who actually should probably sign him?
Who?
The Cincinnati Bengals. They're gonna be without AJ Green, hopefully for just week 1. But
they said 4 to 6 weeks
from when it happened, though, right?
No.
Into the season?
Yeah. I think they said something like he'll be out at least a couple of weeks, but they said the injury is a 4 to 6 week.
Oh, okay.
But
anyway, AJ Green injured again.
If they add Michael Evans, Michael Crabtree, that might add something to maybe pull the team up and be able to get them through that few hard weeks.
Yeah, like I have a list of some of the free agents up in front of me. As some of the top free agents, and there's some good names here. Eric Berry, Nick Perry, Michael Crabtree, Jay Ajayi, Theo Riddick, Muhammad Wilkerson.
Jay Ajayi still a free agent?
Austin Severian-Jenkins, Morris Claiborne, Marshawn Lynch.
I've actually heard Morris Claiborne might become a Viking.
Pierre Garcon, Des Bryant.
I think Pierre Garcon is done in the NFL. Personally, that's my opinion.
Alex Collins is a good running back who's a free agent. Benny Logan, Darian Stewart, Martavis Bryant, Kelvin Benjamin, Chris Ivory.
Okay, Kelvin Benjamin, we should actually talk about him. We don't have to talk about him now, but interesting player.
Brett Grimes. And then just like a whole group of I wouldn't want to start any of these guys, but if I needed an option, if I needed a running back desperately, and I went and signed Jaquiz Rogers, who's a free agent.
Jaquiz Rogers is so fast. He just can't do anything with it.
There's options there. There's no team that... There's a lot of really good options.
So before we started recording, we were talking a little bit about Theo Riddick.
Yeah,
and,
Theo Riddick.
He's got
Saints,
cut, right?
Yeah, he's cut from the Lions. Lost his job to C.J. Anderson.
Well, they got Kieran Johnson.
That's true. But, so... He's down to between two people, either the Broncos or the Saints. And
I don't know why he'd want to go to the Saints.
You're a backup either way.
Yeah, but no, because the Saints got Latavius Murray as their backup. They got Theo Riddick or Alvin Kamara as number 1, Latavius Murray as number 2 or goal line running back. And then they got John Kuhn at fullback, so I mean, I don't know why you'd really need...
No, they're not Kuhn anymore.
Or not Kuhn, Zach Line. Sorry.
Yeah.
Zach Line is their fullback, so I don't know. I was confused on why he would want to go to the Saints.
He wants to go there to play with Zach Line because he played with Zach Line for so long.
What? Zach Line was on the Vikings. I think you're thinking of Zach Zenner.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Zach Zenner.
SDSU graduate.
Yeah.
The only way I could see the Saints is obviously for the Super Bowl chance, and I guess he might be a return specialist for them, but I don't know. I just was confused with that.
Well, with the Broncos, I'd like it. I don't know. It's just he's a good player, but that doesn't really make sense either because the Broncos have like 4 running backs besides Phillip Lindsay. They have Royce Freeman. I think
who's been either really good or garbage.
Yeah, he doesn't have a good. He doesn't have an average game. It's either really good or
mostly really bad. But it was like
he had like 5 games last year that was really good behind Phillip Lindsay.
He cucked me in fantasy, but keep going.
Good. That's what.
Why is that good?
Because,
wait, are we done talking about the NFL 100?
Yep.
Okay. We'll talk about it more next week.
Yeah, we're all over the place. We're just talking.
We're just talking about it. We haven't talked about NFL for so long. Besides the rankings, excited. We just need. There's so much to talk about now.
So the Giants lost all their receivers.
All of them. Golden Tate is a couple weeks. Sterling Shepard broke his thumb.
He is trying to get it appealed though.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys read why.
Yeah.
It was because he has baby making issues.
Oh, you know poor guy.
So he was taking supplements to help him.
He's taking a little bit of Blue Chew.
And supposedly it contained an ingredient that is banned by the NFL.
He was just trying to have kids. It's okay.
So, yeah. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, I could actually see that being appealed. Or at least reduced to like 2 games. I think it's a 4-game suspension.
Yeah. Especially that he's never offended in his long career.
Yeah. I mean, because Golden Tate, I think he's one of those more underrated respect guys, you know? Like, he just hasn't really done anything but do his job.
Yeah. He's not like a big, like, he's not like Marshawn Lynch or OBJ. Somebody's like...
Well, so that Giants team is going to be really
Sterling
good.
Shepard broke his thumb, and then there's another...
Corey Coleman tore his ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they literally got Saquon, Daniel Jones.
Don't they have Cody Latimer or whatever the Broncos guy was? Didn't they sign him, I think?
I think he was waived. I'm not 100% sure.
Well,
they don't have any even average receivers that are going to be starting week 1.
So maybe that's where Clutch Tree should go.
Who?
Yep,
Broncos?
they do have Cody Latimer from the Broncos.
The Giants, they brought up some people from the practice squad, I saw.
You know what they need to do?
Sign Michael Crabtree?
No, trade for Laquan Treadwell.
Wow. I wonder why.
What could you get for Laquan Treadwell?
I would take a bag of potato chips. Just get him off the damn team.
He must be a really good player.
No, but for real though, I mean, as of right now, you know, I think the ceiling for a trade for him is maybe a backup offensive lineman. Highest pick wise, I think a 5th round next year is probably the highest you could get next year though. I mean, because his contract is up after this year.
I'll give you a $10 gift card to McDonald's.
All right, sounds good.
Hey, I go
we'll
there.
We'll give it to an offensive lineman.
We need you to be fatter. We need you to have more weight to be pushed around.
Michael Thomas got paid $100 million.
But hold on, real quick though, on the Laquan Treadwell thing. One last thing though is I feel like that. I mean, it kind of would make sense though because Pat Shurmur is the coach, and Pat Shurmur was the offensive coordinator when we drafted Laquan Treadwell. Whoa. So I mean, you know, it could work.
You just want him to take his garbage back.
Yeah. That's the last thing I'll say about it.
Right.
But.
So Michael Thomas got paid $100 million, 5 years.
The first non-quarterback offensive player to make $100 million.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
You playing season mode right away?
But yeah, congrats to Michael Thomas.
Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah, he said that he's gonna buy his O-line some McDonald's.
Oh.
So maybe he'll also slip 10 to the Vikings so that way they can just get Laquan Treadwell.
Alright guys, I gotta become an O-lineman on the safe before he buys them all McDonald's so I can food McDonald's.
There you go.
Go. I don't think he'd do tight ends too. That'd be your best shot.
So the NFL preseason is starting.
Yes, tonight is Hall of Fame game.
What do you think of the preseason?
I think they need to shorten it.
Do you?
I don't. I think it's good.
I think 4 weeks is good. I don't think they need to make it longer at all.
Or what they need to do is either they need to shorten it or they need to expand the roster to another 20 players. Because I hate it every year because every single year there's at least 2 guys that are big starters on their team and they get hurt in the preseason. Every year.
Most of them opt out, though.
Yeah.
Like
Gronk completely opted out of playing preseason because he had the injury problem.
But that's the problem is the guys who don't opt out because they just want to play football go in the game and they end up like tearing their ACL.
Well, that's their problem for wanting to play football.
Yeah. But that's what I mean is like I would rather see it either shortened to like 3 games or do a thing where you can add 20 more guys so then you just tell your starters you're not playing at all. You know?
Well, they don't have to play. Most of them don't have to play.
Realistically, they have a big enough roster that they don't need...
A lot of the time, so the preseason is really good for like 3 things. First thing is position, like the roster spot battles. Like
position battles.
Like there's a quarterback battle right now in like 6 different teams.
But that's what I mean, is so then you go put the guy that you want as your starter in to see what he's got. He plays 2 quarters, boom, he takes a sack wrong, breaks his forearm, he's done for 6 to 8 weeks.
Yay.
So, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I don't like.
Another thing is preseason games are really, 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 really good for fans. Because they're really fun experiences. I've been to one, wasn't one for my favorite teams, but...
Me neither.
I still had a blast because they do a lot more. They're a lot more lenient than full NFL games because, you know, to some degree they don't matter.
Yeah.
But they're also just really good for people to just make a name for themselves. Like we wouldn't have Terrell Davis, a Hall of Fame running back, if it weren't for a preseason game and him just laying somebody out. We have a Hall of Fame running back because he made a special teams just annihilation tackle in a preseason game.
There's a lot of good players. You'd be surprised how many really good players got their job from
Adam Thielen, Philip Lindsay.
Well, no, Adam Thielen was more of a product of the Vikings just not having a good receiving core. Like, don't get me wrong, like, obviously Adam Thielen, like, he grinded his way playing through the preseason and stuff. But the thing is like, because it's like Stephon Diggs is the same way. Like, Stephon Diggs and Adam...
Stephon Diggs is bad.
Huh?
Stephon Diggs sucks.
Especially in the preseason.
Okay.
I watched him drop so many
Either
balls
way,
in that preseason.
Like, don't get me wrong, like that's my thing. It's like, I'm not saying the preseason is necessarily bad. Yeah, I'm just saying I either would rather see it shortened or add more players for the roster.
He dropped like 6 balls.
Because I don't like the fact that every year there's a big name player that gets hurt.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll never forget, coincidentally, the first year I got into football, preseason game, his first preseason game for the Vikings, Phil Loadholt tore his Achilles. He was done for the year. We had to start TJ Clemmings as our tackle. It was a disaster of a year. He sucked. He allowed like 17 sacks. It was no bueno. So it's just stuff like that. Like I hate seeing. Now obviously that's just my bias because it was my team that had a player get hurt. But it's still just not.
I feel it. That just was it 3 years ago. Jordy Nelson tore his
Jordy Nelson
ACL in the preseason against the Steelers.
Yeah, like it sucks.
Yeah.
Like it sucks when it happens to your team, but then it just makes you think. It's I don't know. And like I do agree with you guys, it does help for those positional battles, but then the players try too hard and then they end up hurting themselves anyway, so they lose the job and that's my opinion on it. I have a lot of opinions. I haven't been back in a month.
Well, stop getting ran over by the racing lawnmowers with blades still in them, because that's what happened.
Yes. I was playing, what was I playing? I was playing, slam ball. And a guy drove a lawnmower onto the court.
We thought you were racing lawnmowers.
No.
Oh, the story was messed up.
Oh, no. See, the gym he was playing in, they were racing in the main gym.
Okay.
And he was just like, woo, I won!
I was playing water hockey.
Octopus?
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it was called. I was playing Octopush, and then some dude drove a lawnmower into the water.
I'm so glad you brought that back up.
Why?
Because it's such a great sport. It should have won Sports Bracket, which you can go find in our archives.
You should not have won the Sports Bracket. It knocked out basketball.
Good.
That's mostly your fault, though.
How many discussions have you had? What?
Well,
You cannot
You
blame
stole
me.
my thunder. I was about to say the ceiling is the roof, and you hit me with it, and I was like, nah, it's not happening now.
since I've discovered Octopus, I've had multiple upon multiple conversations about Octopus. When I first discovered basketball, I did not have multiple and multiple conversations about basketball.
Yeah, you tuned out kind of like how we all tune out, except for Ethan sometimes during wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling is important, let me tell you.
Why?
Because without wrestling,
Yeah.
a lot of people would not be entertained.
A lot of drunk people in the South.
Oh, you didn't know?
No.
Drunk
You
people in the
better
South.
call somebody. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
So, octopus, you know what that is?
Yeah, it's water hockey.
Wait, why are we talking about it?
Because we're doing the sport of the week.
We are. What is the sport of the week?
I
There's
don't
nothing
know.
listed. Did nobody do a sport of the week? I've been gone for a month.
That's
So,
what
sport of the
happens when
week.
you're not here.
Sport of the
Sport
week.
of the week this week is the fact that...
No, I actually have a sport of the week.
He has
Right.
one.
Good. I had
Sport of the
nothing for
week.
you guys.
Is flicker football.
Okay.
We've all played it.
Have
I
we?
haven't.
I've never
Yes,
played
you
flicker
have.
football.
You definitely have. We've heard stories about you playing flicker football, Ethan.
Whoa.
God damn it.
You have stories about playing flicker football?
Yeah, it was told by Ben though.
Yeah, me, Ethan, and Steven were on the team we won.
What?
Flicker football.
Oh, I was thinking of flick football.
No, flicker
Like
football.
the little triangle paper football.
That
that's-
is a really
that's
fun game,
table
though.
football.
Sorry. Yeah, Ben, Steve, and I kicked ass on flicker. Oh my god, we scored like 12 touchdowns compared to literally like 2. And that was because Kiso helped.
So the Flicker Football League.
So, flicker football is a really fun sport. It's derived from American football.
Hmm.
So basically, it makes the game very fast paced because you have it's a game of threes. You have 3 seconds to throw the ball.
What if I want to do teams
You
of
have-
4?
Yeah. Teams of 6.
Is it only
It's-
teams of 3 in the league?
No, they occasionally do teams of 4. I don't think they go much higher except for when a team is God's
I feel like you're
squad.
making this
Okay.
up.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
The highest I've had a team was I think I had a team of 5 once.
We have a professional Flicker football player, guys.
I actually was pretty good, pretty solid. But
Putting himself over.
basically, whoever has the ball, they have the ball. They have 3 seconds to get rid of it, and then they throw it to somebody running around getting guarded by people of the other team.
Mm-hmm.
They throw it. If your
Mhm.
team catches it, they have that 3-second clock, but they can also take 3 steps.
3 steps.
So
Why not 4 steps?
because that's the rules of the game. 3 steps.
Hmm.
And there's obviously ways that you can make the steps longer or shorter,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how you take those steps.
Mhm.
And sometimes you take a little bit of a sideways step just
Mhm.
to gain some ground.
Shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then your goal is to make it down for a touchdown.
Oh.
So you can go as far, like the players that are running around to receive the ball can go as
Mhm.
far as they want.
Yep.
Strategy I found out is if you kind of have somebody in each like quadrant of the field.
You pick the tallest kid in your team and you just heave it to the end zone.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah.
That works too. But like if you don't have
Get
If you
yourself
don't
a
have-
Ben.
if you don't have vertically gifted people, the best route is to do quadrants because then everybody has just a short throw.
What's a quadrant?
It's a small section, usually a fourth, but in this case,
How
it
do you
would be a
discover
third.
that in a field of Flicker football?
I have
You
a
just
question.
guess.
Ethan has a
Oh,
question.
you just get-
I have a
Ethan.
question.
You got a question?
What about the really pussy method where you get 2 people side by side and you just hand it back and forth? Is that legal?
Yes, but it's actually really easy to pick off.
Not when you get 2 guys that are Ben's height. If you get 2 Bens and then you just sit and go whoop like basketball and just, you know,
Mm-hmm. We do know.
yeah, like so it is a legal move. I've always wondered that because I hate kids who do that, even if it is easy to, you know, stop. Because it's boring. It makes it not fun.
Did
Makes
you
it
know
not
it was
boring.
created in a bar?
Really?
Yeah.
How the did that happen?
Well, see. So the story goes that they wanted to draw customers in. So what they did in their parking lot, right, is they sponsored a game of flicker football.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you sponsor your own event?
I don't know, but they did.
That's like the NFL.
So there's 2 different conferences. There's the AAFC East, the North, the South, and the West, and then the same for the NFC.
North, South, East, and West.
So there's the Baltimore Push, the Pittsburgh Smoke, the Cleveland Fire.
What is it with Pittsburgh getting all these football? Like, we've talked about every league being a team in
most
Pittsburgh.
of these
Cincinnati
teams are
Fury.
based off of out of same places as NFL teams.
But yet they still can't get a fucking hockey team.
Minnesota Drift,
Ooh, I like
the
that.
Green Bay Howl,
Hey, I like them.
the New England Sting.
They're garbage.
Yeah, they really probably are.
Did you just say Pittsburgh doesn't
The
have a
Denver
hockey team?
Crush.
Oh, sorry. What am I? Not a hockey team. Baseball team.
Pittsburgh has the Pirates.
Are
Basketball. Sorry. Get my sports because I haven't been on here in a while.
we can tell. So the Tampa Bay Jam, and then there's a ton of other.
I bet they're better than. I bet if they played the Buccaneers, that team would still win.
I think it'd be a close game. I think it would. I think it'd be interesting to take the national champion in college football and put them against the worst ranked NFL team.
Oh, definitely. That'd be very
You
smart.
get like
Well, technically, wouldn't they have to go against the 49ers, though?
Yeah, probably.
They had the worst. They did have the worst ranking. That's why they got the first pick.
The Cardinals had the first.
Oh, that's what I meant. Sorry. Red
yeah.
team.
So, who won the national championship this year?
The Patriots.
No,
Team.
college football.
The flicker football?
College football. Who won the national
College
championship?
football.
Clemson.
Clemson.
Yeah, they beat my
Wait, they
friends.
beat Clemson won again?
Oh my goodness, this was like a long time ago.
Anyway.
Clemson in Alabama? I think it was Clemson.
Yeah,
I thought-
it was. Pretty sure it was Clemson v Arizona Cardinals.
Ooh. You know, I would watch that game. Do you know there's a thing called reverse flea flicker?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, Clemson beat Alabama 44-16.
Unfortunately, the Clemson Tigers don't have Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, I'd love to see Larry Fitzgerald against a college freshman.
Oh my god. Even at his age, he'd still probably score at least 6 tutties on him.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're talking about all-time greats, and we'd like to talk about Pat McAfee for a moment.
Pat McAfee, best punter in the NFL.
So we would like to officially...
Go Underbred Car.
We've said it every week in your absence. But
was it me saying it? No, it was
no,
fucking
I
you.
asked you to, and you didn't. You ignored the text
I'm not
message.
gonna lie to our people, and
Though they know you're not. Pat McAfee, he came out and he said he almost returned as a kicker this year.
I seen that.
I would have watched that.
He would have been the best kicker in the NFL.
Yeah, immediately.
He was hitting 70-yard field goals.
Oh,
Jeez.
yeah, no, he would have been the best kicker in the NFL.
He's got skills.
Justin Tucker would give him a run for his money, though.
It'd be close, but it'd be Pat McAfee.
I see what you did there, Brandon. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. But Mr. Pat McAfee didn't become a kicker because he was offered a role as ESPN's Thursday night college football specialist. So he's basically going to be in the booth with Matt Hasselbeck.
Waste of a talent. Pat McAfee should get his own show.
But,
He has his own show. And he'll be on Good Morning Football every Thursday morning.
I'm going to get up just to watch Good Morning Football. That's official.
He still is signed with WWE.
Pat McAfee's out here making money moves.
Yeah,
Right? He grinding.
for the brand.
Yo,
He
Pat
grind-
McAfee,
he
I know you
grind.
got a busy schedule, but come on the podcast. We
Here's
literally
a-
worship you.
You
There's
say that
literally a
every
shrine
time.
of you. Also, I need your Pro Bowl jersey from a couple years ago. I've been trying to grab one for years, literal years. Actually, it's been like 2 or 3 years because I've been also trying to get one for you. This is supposed to be our thing. And by the way, folks, you is Ben.
Hello.
Uh,
Pat McAfee, hit us up. Call me. 605-111-1536.
That's a
watch
great
him
number.
actually call that number.
Is that really your number?
No.
I was gonna say you have a lot of ones phone numbers.
You
Nope.
actually thought that was... Okay.
But
So,
call that man.
Pat McAfee almost became a kicker, and this week's rankings are actually on kickers.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's the best kicker in the league, Duncan?
Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker.
Voted for unanimously.
unanimously.
By unanimous decision.
Unanimous.
Next is Jake Elliott, who was almost voted unanimously.
Obviously, Jake Elliott, the best Elliott in the NFC East.
Yes.
Don't at me.
Yes, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
Yes, the other one should just stay
It
down
took
in
me
Mexico.
for a second to get what you were getting at with that.
Wow.
You mean Zeke?
You're
Yeah.
really...
He's
struggling
slow
this
today.
week.
I'm playing Madden.
That's why he ranked Jake Elliott
So
a
am
2
I.
and not a 1.
Also, in our A category, Brando McManus,
Yeah.
Brando McManus, fantasy champion.
Adam Vinatieri, the best
Yeah.
kicker of all time. Don't at me.
Hey, where's Graham? Okay. I see.
And Greg Zuerlein, Rams kicker.
He's been a solid kicker for the past 4 years.
See,
Yep.
it's funny when because when he first came to the league, he sucked. We made jokes about how bad he was.
Yep.
But then the Rams started doing good. He started doing good. So
No, the Rams actually started doing. They started doing good, and then they went bad for a bit, and he was like, "I'm gonna do good."
yeah.
And then you drafted him in fantasy, so you were happy.
So obviously our B tier is not as good as the A tier, but better than the C tier. That's how B tier works.
Really?
Well, some of the C tier.
Hey.
Anyway, we got a classic B tier. Will Lutz, Matt Prater, Steven Gostkowski, and Graham Gano.
I'd take any
It's
of them.
funny. Graham Gano is the reason one of my fantasy football leagues changed points assigned for kickers.
Yeah.
Like the amount of points kickers can get. There was literally the 1 year I won in this fantasy league. On the year Graham Gano was like my second highest scoring player, he would score 35 points a game because he'd hit a field goal from he'd hit 2 50+ yard field goals a game at 53 yards, and it'd get 30 points from it.
Yeah, this was before the Panthers had Christian McCaffrey, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but all these guys are franchise kickers. Been around for a while. We'll keep playing for a while. Our next are C category. We got this is a bag of just all over the place. Robert Gold,
Matt Bryant.
Sebastian Janikowski, the Seabass, Jason Myers. Is it Caro Santos?
Caro Santos.
Please don't be mad at me. Josh Lambo, Brett Mayer, Ryan Suckup, Dan Bailey, and
Young Ho Koo.
Young Ho Koo.
He's
The
not even on the
greatest-
team.
Chargers kicker.
I mean,
in the
Seabass
history
is also
of
on
Chargers.
this list, and he retired.
Why didn't you guys take him up? I told you
We
retired.
have hopes for him to come back.
Yep, he
No,
come
he retired. He's 43 years old.
That's okay. Next, we are moving to the D category. These
Mason Crosby should not be a D kicker, but don't at me.
should be. Stefan Hauschka,
Steven.
Kyami Fairborn, Kai Forbath, Mike Nugget, Jason Sanders, Greg
Nugget.
Joseph, whatever.
It's Mike Nugent.
Greg
I
Joseph.
thought it was Nugent.
Yeah, it's Nugent.
Dustin Hopkins,
Oh,
and getting disrespect, Phil Dawson.
Wait, where's Why I can't think of the name. The guy the Vikings drafted last year. He's the reason we lost that Packers game, week 2.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, because he went with Oakland at the end of the year and he did fucking amazing. He hit every one of his field goals.
Oh.
He was 2 for 7 with the Vikings. He went to Oakland and he was 27 for 27.
Damn.
Daniel Carlson.
Carlson. Yeah.
Yeah, he would also be ranked with the kickers we are ranked.
He'd probably be in the C category. Just a lot of
Young Ho, he'd be with Young Ho.
yeah. Yeah. We do have an F category. We got
Yeah.
two.
and an F minus.
Well, there's F category, and then there's
Then there's a guy.
Aldrich Rose is the F category. He kicks for
Yes.
I don't know. Buccaneers, Cardinals. I don't know.
So somebody Google it. Phil Dawson's Cardinals kicker.
Aldrich Rose, he is a kicker for the New York Giants.
He's the Giants kicker.
That's why we don't know. We should know who he is, because that's all they do, is kick field goals and throw interceptions.
Anyway, yeah, he's still employed, I guess.
Yeah, he's the starting
Feels like
kicker.
kickers are such rotated nowadays that
Yeah.
just either you got a good kicker, or you got a bad kicker.
Yeah.
Well, but for our last guy, he seems to be wide to the left of everybody else here, and that is Blair Walsh.
The least clutch kicker in NFL history. Don't at me.
I can't argue with it. He was one of the best kickers in the league, and then he sucked.
He went to the Seahawks for
I
a
think
couple
he-
weeks.
I think he
So-
was still like a backup on the team.
Is he?
Yeah.
So he'll be the starter this year then.
Oh yeah.
Since
'cause
Seabass,
Seabass
yeah, retired.
Go Blair Walsh.
Yeah. Go Blair Walsh.
Try not to hit the audience. They're just there to watch. Try to hit the face.
So I think one of the players that is a little underrated here is Robbie Gould. Or Gould.
I think he's overrated, personally.
He got franchise tag.
Wait, you guys didn't put Dan Bailey on here either. You guys didn't pick
Dan Bailey.
Yeah, he is.
Where?
On there.
He's in the same category as Robbie Gould.
He's in the C category.
Oh, okay.
Right
No,
next to Suckup.
Like I said, I was playing Madden. I wasn't really.
Yeah, we know.
I'm sorry.
Don't shout at us.
Yeah, come on.
See, I'm able to pay attention when we're playing Madden. That's why I'm allowed to.
I'm just not playing Madden. But
I'm doing
anyways,
stats.
Hey, I already did baseball, so you guys should shut up.
proud of you for doing baseball. If you would like to send Ethan a reward for being able to get through
Send
baseball.
me Madden packs.
You
Yeah,
should join
or
my
hate
league,
mail.
Ethan.
Okay, well,
Oh,
after this game.
actually,
DM us and we'll get you set up.
since we're on the topic of Madden,
#SciSquad Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
if you're a fan out there and you play Madden Mobile, feel free to join my league. Better than 2. 2 is the number 2, and then all the words are one word, and including the 2, and it's all lowercase. Join us so you can be a member of the SciSquad Pod's own personal league on Madden Mobile.
Yeah. So that's our kickers for this week.
Mason Crosby's still too low.
Do you think so?
Ryan Suckup is still too low.
Wait, how do you guys do this anymore? Are we still doing the one overrated, one underrated?
No, we kind of just
just
talk.
go around.
Oh, okay.
You got any kickers you think don't belong where they are?
Blair Walsh is too high.
Yeah, I agree with
Wide
that.
to the left is too high.
That's actually my fantasy football team every year now. It's wide left.
Wow.
I think it's a good omen. I don't know. I guess the one guy I feel like you could actually there's two guys. Two guys you could make the argument for being up in that A tier is Matt Prater and Graham Gano.
I said Matt Prater.
I mean,
too low.
you could make the argument that they could belong in the A category. I mean, like I don't think B is like super disrespectful of it, but I mean, they're fringe A players. If I had to pick anybody that was overrated, I do agree with Ben. I think Blair Walsh needs to be like, not even. But I mean, I guess a guy you could argue that is kind of low is Kai Forbath. I mean, because he didn't do horrible in the Vikings, in his lone season there. It was just the fact that they drafted Daniel Carlson. That's the only reason we got rid of him. Because like I said, he wasn't horrible. He wasn't clutch.
He went to the AAF.
But he didn't really, we didn't need him to be clutch. So, I mean, I don't know. Because we brought him in the year that the Vikings had, the best defense in the league. So we didn't really need, 4 seconds left in the game. We need a game-tying field goal,
Yeah.
But, like I said, that's just my thought. But I'm fine, I think, with where everybody's at, personally.
Yeah.
Nice. So, now we're going to move on to our last thing.
Yeah, Smart
Really?
Rushmore.
Yeah.
I'm
Already?
opting out.
You're
Mount
opting out.
Rushmore this week. I did research. I could not find.
You don't
Anything
care about the
personally.
preseason?
It's not that I don't care about the preseason. It's that the only thing I found was one's best performances that didn't matter,
Oh.
and one that just talked about how good Jacoby Brissett was in the preseason.
He was good.
Can I go first?
You can go first, yeah.
All right. So my first preseason game is August 16th, 2010.
God damn, Ben.
We're
Specific.
going back.
You go.
Undrafted wide receiver, had never played a down, came from a small school. He rolled up 6 passes, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns. His name, Victor Cruz.
Oh, Mr. Salsa.
Earned that starting job in 1 game.
Nice.
My second one's a very similar situation. Young quarterback was fighting for a starting job against Matt Flynn.
So the boy by the name of Aaron Rodgers?
No,
Who was it?
Russell Wilson.
Oh.
3rd round draft pick, Russell Wilson.
Matt Flynn or Matt Hasselbeck?
Says Matt Flynn.
Really? Matt Flynn played for the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Matt Flynn's played on half of the
Yeah, but
NFL.
I guess I remember him from when he was on the Packers. But
That
sorry.
was late.
Sorry.
Yes, he came out 3rd round draft pick, was not guaranteed the starting job, and had a great preseason debut the last week of the preseason, and he earned his starting job. My third one is a really old one, and the reason I picked it is because it's the highest scoring preseason game of all time. And the Giants beat the Redskins 72-41.
Isn't that sad to think of those two teams as the highest scoring preseason team
of
all time?
It was the 60s.
Oh,
that
okay,
makes a lot more sense.
A long time ago. But yes, the Giants beat the Redskins 72-41. A combined 113 points.
That's like on par to being up there with the highest scoring NFL game.
Yeah, only 5 NFL games have eclipsed 100 points.
The last one being this last year.
Yeah.
With the
Rams and Chiefs
game.
Two teams that nobody really cares about all that much. Right.
I think the Rams are a good team.
They're okay. They don't have...
Both of them are playoff teams.
They have a running back that has arthritis in his knees.
But is really good.
They have one good defensive player. Anyways.
I got one more last. My last one is the Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame game 3 years ago.
Oh.
Didn't actually get to watch it because it got rained out, and I was so disappointed.
Man.
You should have rescheduled the NFL.
Just 3 years later.
Yeah, I want my Hall of Fame game. I got so excited for that game, and then nothing happened.
Just like replace
I waited for an hour while watching the.
Just replace the Falcons real quick and have the Packers show up.
Nice. So my first one is August 31st, 2006. The Cowboys were facing the Minnesota Vikings. And that's when Tony Romo first showed that Tony Romo could be a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Nice.
So he threw 349 yards and a touchdown.
Not bad.
And had 7 rushing yards.
I actually do have one game I want to talk about.
Oh, do you?
Yep. Going flashback 2 years ago. Tony Romo, starting quarterback.
Oh, no, I know which game you're talking about.
The Dallas Cowboys, week 1, a 4th round draft pick in Dak Prescott rolls up and has a really solid game. And in practice, did really solid. And in the other weeks of that preseason, did really solid. You know who got injured in those weeks?
What?
Tony Romo.
Whoa.
So, do you know who became the franchise quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys at that time?
Tony Romo?
No, Dak Prescott.
Dang, other person.
Wow. That was fantastic. So, next on my list, I have Game 3 of the preseason last year for the Broncos. It was against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And that's when Philip Lindsay really broke out.
Ooh.
Decided
He's
he
a
was
guy.
going to join the team. First ever undrafted rookie to be put on the NFL's top 100 list.
Really?
Yes. So there's that. And then my final one was actually a game that I was just at last year, preseason game. My brother's a big Seahawks fan, so we went to the Seahawks-Vikings preseason game. It was a really good game, even though... Because, I mean, I don't hate either team, you know. The Seahawks were ahead until, like, the last 2 minutes. It was, like, 20-21 is the score. The Vikings came back to win it somehow. And so it was just a really cool experience to watch the game live, I guess.
Yeah.
I got to see Paxton Lynch.
Ooh. I forgot.
Quarterback.
I forgot his Paxton was a thing. Is he still around?
I mean, yeah, technically he's
Doug and I just talked about this the other day.
backup for...
No, he's a free agent now.
He's a free agent now.
No one's picking him up.
Yeah, and I said it was kind of sad because he never just really got a chance.
But who else did we... We got to see the Shaquem and Shaquille, the Griffin brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get to shake Shaquem's hand?
No, sadly.
That's horrible.
That is a horrible joke.
That's horrible.
You can shake one of his hands, just not the other one.
Yeah, but I think it's his right hand he's missed.
Oh.
But that's all for my preseason games. Ethan, do you have any?
Hell no, I don't watch the preseason.
All right, that ends this week's episode.
I
of the
literally
Side Squad podcast.
tune in to one preseason game like
what
when
is
it's
that?
on. No, like
Oh, if it's
like
on.
if it's on, I turn it on, but I don't watch it.
Why?
I do. I like seeing all the young players. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Football is still football at the end of the day.
But the problem is like I know I'm not gonna see any of these guys playing when the regular season starts.
You might be surprised. Sometimes they sneak on, especially like a skill position, like a wide receiver or something.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, I look at the
Or
players.
just look at bad teams.
Okay,
Because they're gonna rotate through their roster.
Or running backs. Down coach can get hurt. You gotta know who's gonna be up.
That's very true.
Alexander Madison, the guy who drafted in the 3rd round.
Okay, you gotta see how good he's gonna be.
Yeah, what if he's a bust?
He's gonna play.
That's fine. He was a 3rd round pick.
Okay, that's how you're feeling.
Replace him with one of the 20 free agents that is available at running back.
Like J.J.
Yeah, like J.J. or Jaquiz Rogers or.
Quiz and Dave.
There were solid good ones. Theoretic.
Yeah.
Bad.
See, but okay. Before we end it though,
Okay.
preseason. The other thing I talked about earlier with like guys getting hurt, but not just that. But then you see some of your favorite players get cut. Like that's one of the crappiest things. Because like I remember last year, Brian Robeson got cut because of young players playing good in the preseason. I would have rather had Brian Robeson be on the roster because I like Brian Robeson.
Yeah, but he's worse.
Yeah, it's not about who you like.
But he did. But the guys didn't play anyways.
I guess.
Damn.
You know what I mean? This is like sometimes you lose those leaders on your team because the aged veterans get cut for the young guys, and
Rod Taylor.
because they
this
don't
year.
get to play. Brian Robeson didn't play in the preseason last year because he was old. He didn't want to get hurt. He was expecting to be on the team. Really, cut him anyways.
That just sounds like a mean thing from the Vikings, actually.
But no, it's a normal thing. You see veteran players get cut almost every preseason.
Ben, do you remember Jaquiz Rogers in Madden 17?
Yeah.
Oh, you know one guy's name that popped up today?
What?
Kevin White.
Oof.
His 6th overall pick from like 4 years ago. He's going to be 28 after this season. That's crazy.
Congratulations.
Do you know that I think today is AJ Green's 31st birthday?
Whoa.
I think there was something about this day. I'll have to look it. No, actually, I won't look it up because you're trying to end the episode. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're still like middle of the ending.
In sports history.
We got some time though.
Wait, what? Yeah, what time are we at?
57.
A couple time.
Wait, okay, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna look this up. You don't have to cut this out either.
So sports.
Yeah.
Hockey's over. Basketball's over. Baseball's almost over. Football's back, baby.
Madden 20 came out.
Yep. I haven't played it yet. It looks kind of cool. There's some cool stuff to it.
So apparently the new mode that they were hyped for that's taking over for Long Shot, the
Face of the
QB1.
franchise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also called QB1.
Yeah.
Is not as popular as it may seem, although every YouTuber is making a video about it. A lot of people are not playing it because...
Well, I think what it was is the hype was the fact that they finally reintroduced college football back into the sport.
Yeah, and I definitely think that's cool.
Which, I don't know if you guys saw, they're talking about bringing it back, which I would totally be down for.
NCAA?
Yeah, NCAA football.
Oh,
because then you could play that, and then like they used to do with the old Maddens, you can import your draft class, so you can draft yourself into Madden. That'd be pretty dope.
See, but the thing is I almost just want them to make it one game.
That's fair.
I would play it. I'd definitely buy it.
Like, my whole thing is the fact that they have that link always kind of bothered me, because it's just like, why am I buying 2 different games for this?
Couldn't they already have the engine in them? Couldn't they swap jerseys?
There's actually, like, a lot of people who just homebrewed copies of Madden 19 to have all college teams instead. Like
yeah,
32
that's a
college.
popular mod like every year.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because they redo like the entire game, like not just the team stuff.
Yeah.
Like they totally overhaul the the game.
Yep. The cutscenes.
Yeah, the intro.
Yep.
The home screen and stuff.
The stadiums.
Yeah, it's insane. Some people is smart.
And you can buy them. They're actually not like that expensive.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I couldn't find what I was looking for. There's something about Kevin Garnett being traded like 10 years ago today or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Oh,
he was traded from the
Minnesota Timberwolves to the Boston Celtics for Al Jefferson.
Yeah, you know.
And like 4 other players. It was one of the biggest. Actually, it was the biggest trade up to that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what happened to him?
He got a ring. So I was happy.
And then what?
What do you mean? Then what?
And then he retired.
What?
He retired.
After
and now,
like 10 years.
Now nobody cares about poor Kevin Garnett because basketball season is not right now. It's the off season.
Yeah, Madden. I was gonna play Madden tonight.
Yeah.
And I was here.
Well.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Well, you don't gotta thank me for coming. He hasn't like forced me to, but
Ethan, you should loan me $80 by Madden.
Why is it $80?
Because I want the bonus.
Well, that's everything for this episode. I'm Duncan.
It's not worth it.
I'm still going to do it.
See you later.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, then send me $80 so I can play Madden.
PayPal, Google Pay, Apple Pay,
PayPal.com.